everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be entering into a contest what is currently running on the VC. It's for Andy Vinyl Den's 200 subscribers contest. So firstly, like a big congratulations for reaching this milestone. So basically I discovered this contest through like a couple of like people like who like I am like subscribed to, like James Griffith, like the vinyl professor, like done a video on this, as did like, let me get this right here, it's Daddysenasi Silver, like I think like he called Lou, like he done like a response to this as well. So like I will leave links to both of their videos in the description to this video, like as well as like the original contest like video what Andy made. Basically the premise of this is like a Gimme 10 perfect albums. So like Andy said that like there's like no greatest hits like or compilations or like live albums that got to be included, like it's just like actual proper studio albums. Like his criteria for this as well was albums where like you don't like want to skip like a single song, that every track like is either good like or like great. So yeah, like I have selected like 10 albums what I would consider perfect. Like I could have chosen like a lot more, but like we were like limited like to 10 with this. So yeah, this isn't like ranked like or anything, like it's just like 10 albums like what I've got, like I think like in like alphabetical order, like as well, like just like from my collection, like where like I like every single song like on the album. So yeah, I will start off with the Beatles, and I'm choosing Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Now yeah, like I could have chosen nearly any Beatles album like as being perfect, like almost went for like Revolver because it is probably my favourite Beatles album, but like I decided to go for this one because I haven't really talked about it like as much like as I have like with like Revolver. For me, yeah, this is just a perfect album. Like it is like, it's kind of like it's a bit more like of a journey than like Revolver is. Like all like the songs are kind of like flow like into like one another, like it's kind of like it takes you somewhere, like this album here, like with songs like Mr. Kite and like especially like Within You Without You. That's just such like an amazing song. It just like it's just fantastic track there. Like all the songs, they work like really like well together. Like I hear like some people say that like this like song for song like isn't like great like off like a Beatles album that they've done much better, but like I would have to disagree. It is my second favourite album of theirs, and like yeah, just some of the songs like absolute classic tracks. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, of course, like the opening two songs. Fixing a Hole is a huge personal favourite of mine. Side 2 is like Lovely Good Morning, A Day in the Life as well. I mean, so fantastic album here, like clearly a perfect album. And like also like there's like rumours going about as well that there'll be like some sort of 50th like anniversary reissue like of this like coming soon, like in like June. So yeah, we've got that to look forward to as well. Next up now I did want to include a David Bowie album like in this video, and like but like one of like the issues like with some of his albums are that like there's usually like about like 80 to 90% like real good like top quality songs, but then there's always usually that one or two slightly lesser songs. So like I've chosen this album because I don't think that there's any like weak material like on here at all. It is a perfect album for me. It's Station to Station. Now like both James and Lou like both showed this like in their videos, so like I don't mean to be like a copycat, but like I would agree completely like with their assessment of this album. Like they said that it was such like an atmospheric sort of piece of work, like it kind of like it stands like as like one like body of work here. There's only 6 tracks, but every song is just so damn good, and like there are like some like longer tracks like on here like as that you would expect with like only 6 tracks, and like I have said like in the past that I'm not usually like a fan of like long songs that just seem to go like on and on forever, like or like or don't have like multiple like sections and like that to them, like kind of like sort of like blues like jams and that, like I like that's not really my thing personally. But on here absolutely nothing drags. Like all these songs are just beautifully crafted, really like amazing songs. Like there's no point like really going over highlights because the whole of the album like is just terrific. So yeah, that's Station to Station, David Bowie. Next up, like I decided to pick, like I think it is quite like an underrated album, and like my personal favourite like from this artist is Elvis Costello's My Aim Is True. So yeah, this is his debut album, and yeah, like as I said, like my personal favorite, like from his discography. Some of the songs on here like are just like stunning, such as Allison. We've got Watching the Detectives on here, The Angels, Wanna Wear My Red Shoes, Less Than Zero, I'm Not Angry. Yeah, just some real fine sort of finely crafted pop songs. Really, like there's a bit of like aggression in here, but then like also like some great sort of balladry, like as well, like slightly slower tracks as well. Yeah, just such a finely crafted like songwriting like on like this album here. And yeah, like although like every song like might not be considered like an Elvis Costello classic, for me though they all just like work together to make one of the best debut albums of all time here. My aim is true. Next up is a slightly predictable choice for me, but it is hard like not to talk about this album like when like we're discussing like sort of like all-time great albums or like perfect albums. It is ELO's A New World Record here. Yeah, brilliant album. Don't really have like much else to say about it. You've got like 4 big hits on it: Telephone Line, Rockeria, Living Thing, and Do Ya, as well as like some brilliant album cuts as well. The opener, Tightrope, is probably my favourite like on the album. So Fine is great as well, like Shangri-La, amazing closing track as well. So yeah, ELO here, just another fantastic album, A New World Record. Next up is maybe a little bit like left field, but I'm going to say Noel Gallagher's High Flying Birds Chasing Yesterday. For me, a perfect album. Like I could have like gone like with like either like off like Oasis's like first 2 albums, but like I decided like to be a bit different, go for this one. This was like the last album like what I reviewed, like one of like the last ones like I reviewed, and like I think like I said in that it was just a brilliant album. Like every song like it kind of like flows into one another, and they all work together so well. Like equally you can listen to like this album like all like all the way through like as a full listening experience, like or like just pick and choose like tracks, because every song on here is like really fantastic stuff. So yeah, that is Noel Gallagher's Chasing Yesterday. Now again, like another slightly different choice now, another kind of like more like recent album, I'm gonna say Paul McCartney's New here. And like yeah, like I've not gone for like Ram like or Band on the Run, because for me this is just as good like as those albums, and like it kind of has like a sort of like a personal sort of like sentimentality like about it like as well. Like this was kind of like the album like what like I listened to like when I was at like high school like and whatnot. Like it came out like at the height of like my kind of like Beatles sort of like obsession and like that. And like for me all these tracks are just like winner. We've got like Alligator, Save Us, like the opener's great as well. Like On My Way to Work, Queenie Eye, New, Appreciate, just too many great songs like to name like on here. Yeah, Paul McCartney's still got it like as far as like writing like really fantastic like memorable songs here. Not a weak song like among the bunch. Next choice is another one that I have like talked like to death about like on like my channel. It is Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers' Damn the Torpedoes here. Yeah, this is just a real favourite album of mine. It is just basically like at its core just fun like rock and roll, although it has a really sophisticated sound to it. Like producer Gimme, fantastic record producer there. Like he makes this album sound like absolutely stunning, like especially at the drums. Also like terrific like songwriting like as well. Like Tom Petty's lyrics on here, really good, like really fun lyrics, and like the music like as well. It has got like that harder sort of like edge to it like as well. Like sort of like a lot of like loud guitars. But like it's a real treat like to the ears, this album. So yeah, absolutely perfect. Tom Petty, Damn the Torpedoes. Now for a Pink Floyd album. Now like I could have chosen like any number like of Pink Floyd albums like to go for, because they really were like one of like the best like album bands, like making like whole like pieces of work like what stand out. But I have gone for this one here, slightly underrated one here, Animals. I just think that this is like one that doesn't have a dull moment in it. Like the band playing, like the interaction between them all is just brilliant, like on tracks like Dogs and like Sheep and that. Again, like there's only like a couple of like tracks in here, like about 5 songs, but every song is just like winner. Like they go through so many different stages, like evolve so much like the tracks like on here. Like lyrically, like it is like quite scathing like as well, like Roger Waters, like lyrics and that, like still like still like very relevant like today. So yeah, a brilliant piece of work here. Pink Floyd Animals, which I think like should get like a lot more attention than it does. So now I think we are on to the second to last one now. Going to show a Paul Weller record. Like he's not like as well known like in America like as he is like over here like in like Britain. Like this is his 1995 album Stanley Road. Now like I was tempted to show like either like a self-titled debut or like the album before this, which was Wildwood, but like I've settled for this one because I think this is widely considered like his finest like work, like as like a solo artist. Like many people like prefer like the Jam, like or even like the Style Council, and like for me like maybe like song for song like those are probably like better, but this like as a whole album like is just stunning. Like every song is really different, like really distinctive, fantastic like guitar playing like throughout this album, like as well as like all the like instruments like the drums and like sort of the bass and that they all like work like really well together. All like very memorable like songs, like as well like some highlights like include The Changing Man, it was a hit, Porcelain Gods, You Do Something to Me, Woodcut Sun, and like we're not even like onto side 2 yet. We've got Stanley Road, Broken Stones, like Out and Sinking, Whirlpool's End. Yeah, amazing album here from Paul Weller. But like if like you haven't heard it, like I would urge like everyone to go and like check it out. It's just fantastic music. So last one now is like another like absolute favourite of mine. Like again, I've talked about this album like an awful lot on my channel. It is the Who's Next, and like yeah, like as I've said before, for me this is rock music at its finest. Just like absolutely stunning playing like especially like the drumming like from Keith Moon, just fantastic stuff. So consistent like as well, like every song just stunning, like Baba O'Reilly, Bargain, Song Is Over, Getting in Tune, Won't Be Fooled Again, Behind Blue Eyes, yeah, amazing stuff here, which like, I'm sure like everyone watching like is quite familiar with this album here. So yeah, that's me come to the end of this contest entry for Andy's Vinyl Den. So yeah, like once again, like just congratulations like on reaching 200 subscribers. Now like I would just like to give like a little cheeky shout out to like my like contest like what I've like currently got running like for 500 subscribers. Basically like the premise like of like that like is like to go over like either like your A to Z artists or bands or your A to Z like albums like from your collection and that. Like I haven't had like too many entries yet, like you've still got like about like a month to go like as far as like getting videos and like comments in and that for it. So like so yeah, like I would hopefully like to get like a couple more entries for it. Like I think like I've got about 5 or 6 like so far. So yeah, that's become to the end of this video. Like I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.